You're listening to the Hustled Up Podcast. We're Holly and Laura, besties since birth, cleaning business owners, multi-passionate doers, and founders of the Hustle Haven, a modern business education and networking collective built for fellow entrepreneurs who crave growth, support, and real connection. Now, we're your go-to girlies for the real side of entrepreneurship. We're covering wins, fails, and the messy middle. So come on in and let's talk branding, booking, burnout, and everything in between. If you're in serious need of tips, tea, total transformation, and that let's freaking go energy, you're in the right place. Grab your earbuds, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up. Hello, friends, followers, listeners, and just all of our best friends out there. Welcome back to the Hustled Up Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Holly.
And my name is Laura.
And we came back with the notes today.
Oh, yes. Tactical tangent.
You know it's going to be good. So this episode was it's actually funny because we had this episode on our list of episodes to cover. But then it came at a good time this week because we had a call with our social media coach, Beth Eldridge. She was on this show. Make sure you check out her episode. And we were talking about just the social media scape in 2026. And things are shifting on social media. And we've been wanting to talk about this for quite some time. Not even just on social media, but in terms of just showing up in general. So we're going to talk about the aesthetic trap. This is what we're calling it. And when pretty doesn't pay, people wait until conditions are perfect to do something, to post something, to start a podcast, to start a YouTube channel, to post that video. We wait until the conditions are perfect or we have to make them perfect in order to show up in a certain way. And that is going away. People are sick and tired of everything being perfect. So we are going to talk about showing up authentically online. We're going to talk about the importance of staying away from over-polished, over-perfect content. And this kind of leans into establishing your brand, both for your business and yourself, because this is how you're going to show up to the world, and you don't want to do it in a way that isn't you. So we're going to talk all about that. And I'm super excited. This is not an anti-pretty, anti-aesthetic post coming from someone who...
look at this. Clearly,
yes,
we like pretty.
We like pretty. We like aesthetic. And coming from someone who does have a near perfect Instagram grid still, which is not necessary.
But if you like it, that's different, which I think we should talk about.
Yes.
It's not necessary.
Yes.
I think that there's something to be said. If that brings you joy, then you should do it.
Yes. So yes, exactly. So we're going to talk about what's not necessary going into 2026, what you should be looking at in 2026, how you should show up online in 2026. So we are super excited because this is going to be the episode for you if you are still waiting for either the conditions around you to be perfect, or if you feel like you're not perfect enough, or if you feel like the content isn't perfect enough. We are going to snap you out of that, honey, because 2026 is your year. It's time to thrive. We'll be right back. If you own a home service business and you are struggling to juggle quotes, invoices, client reminders, communications across every single platform, the works, you need to stop what you're doing and listen to me right now. Jobber has been keeping my business running smooth for years. I swear by it, and I need to tell you all about it. From managing 11 technician schedules to invoicing to automated client reminders and so much more, Jobber makes my life easy. This CRM has allowed me to truly work on building my business while keeping everything organized instead of chasing down paperwork. And here's the best part. As an official Jobber brand partner, I know I am still freaking out over this myself. I have a code that is going to not only get you a 14-day free trial, but 20% off for 6 months. Just head on to go.getjobber.com/Holly. Again, that's go.getjobber.com/Holly to claim your savings. There are multiple plans to choose from that support a multitude of business sizes and budgets. So what are you waiting for? Get your business organized and get ready to scale with ease with Jobber. Again, that's go.getjobber.com/Holly. Do it today. You will not regret it. I promise. Okay. So I'm going to lead in with this. I'm going to call myself out. Because I'm one of those people who is a little type A in certain areas of my life, not in all of them, which is very confusing. It's a constant internal struggle with myself. But I am one of those people who everything has to be perfect. I am like one of those people. It's a problem, and I've been battling it and I've been fighting it, and I've been getting better with it. But I have spent hours working on something like a video or choosing the perfect font in a Canva graphic, and it will get no hits on social media. And then let's not forget the crumble cookie gate, where I just went to crumble cookie and I filmed it and it went viral. Now, we're not talking about that. I know we already did an episode on that. We're not talking about that specifically, but it just goes to show that not everything has to be perfect. So like I said, we're not anti-aesthetic. That is not what this is. This is just us saying that not everything has to be perfection, because perfection is going to stall you. But there are other reasons why we don't want to put perfect out there all the time. Mm-hmm. Number one is that we need relatability online. This is what people are looking for. This is why influencers are not getting views that they used to. They're getting canceled. They're losing followers. People are sick and tired of looking at things that they can't relate to, or things that make them jealous or envious or frustrated. They just want people being real people. And Laura mentioned this, while we weren't recording, the importance of showing up as an authentic human, even not on social media, but in your business. So even when we, for example, we'll text a client, we're using emojis, we're using LOLs. I've heard people say, don't do that. No, I'm LOLing until death. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to you like a friend. And honestly, I think about, it's so funny. This just popped into my head. We have pre-made text, pre-scripted text that we send out when we're doing blasts or checking in to see how clients like the service and things like that. And it's so funny because we have these really polished, scripted pre-texts that we send out, and none of our clients answer them. So then we said, we're going to do a little test and put a less polished, less emoji, less proper speak, I guess, text message out just to see. And so many more people answered it.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you right then and there that people are more likely to engage, whether it's a text message or a social media post, with real humans. If it's too scripted, too polished, people might think you're AI.
Yeah, no, yeah.
People might think you're a bot.
We are in an anti-AI, we are approaching an anti-AI era. Mm-hmm. People don't want to see it. They don't like it. They don't like being fooled. I'm constantly being fooled now. I can't.
Me too. I can't tell. I'm like an old person.
It's absurd. I always have to go to the comments and see who's scouting to see if it's AI, because I just genuinely don't know. But they will know. These people on the internet, they are ruthless. They will know if you're using AI to share stuff. So you don't want to be perfect in that way.
No.
Or too polished. And it's hard because, especially with Instagram, for example, we had years and years of Instagram and Pinterest, which is another very aesthetic platform, telling us that we needed a certain look and we needed to look a certain way and present a certain way. But that's changing in 2026. It really is. Gone are the days of the perfect grid, except if you love it. Me.
Holly will never get rid of the grid. The grid stressed me out so much. And that's why I think it's so important to speak to this, because the grid would literally keep me from posting. The aim for perfection, because we say it all the time, perfection doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. So if you're like me and that is something that you don't enjoy, it almost keeps at least me from posting. Because I'm it's not going to be perfect. So why am I going to do it?
And there was a time, which I think this is more long gone. This is not really super recent, but there was a time where people would post a certain thing every certain amount of posts. So every third post would be a quote or something, so that the grid would look super cool. But then when something comes into your life authentically that you want to share with your audience, if it's not the third post, or if it is the third post and you need a quote, you're oh shoot, I can't share that yet because I need to do a quote to keep my grid looking good. It's just not going to work anymore. If that is something you were doing, honey, that's long gone. We're done with that. We're not doing that anymore. That's very 2018, 2019. Really, but we're done with that. We're done with the perfect grid. People think that you're people think you're supposed to show up perfect, but you're not looking for perfect on the other side of the coin. So it's like, it's very weird. It's like a very like double standard, a standard against yourself, a double entendre. Is that even the word?
That is not the word.
A double entendre.
But I know what you're saying.
I don't know what an entendre is.
Double entendre is like, I'm pretty sure, and I could be 100% wrong. I should have checked this before saying it. Like when something like it has two meanings, and it's usually used as something like sexual. Like it has like a meaning, like a double entendre. Like I also could be lying though.
I don't think it's a sexual thing.
I think it is. Like it's a double entendre. No. But I think I'm gonna Google it when we're done. My phone is indisposed.
If anybody's listening to this and is like, you're wrong, please let us know.
Well, again, showing up authentic.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, and I just to like touch on podcasting too, people always wait until they have the perfect script, the perfect lighting, the perfect conditions. No, get all of that out of your head. In fact, one of the biggest compliments we get from our listeners is like how real and ridiculous we are. This is what people want. This is what people are looking for. They want to see your struggles. They want to see your happy moments. They want to see the real stuff going on in your life. Because the comparison culture that has existed on social media for so long, it's killing us. I mean, it's like, I still struggle with this. When I see someone living that like perfect life, I don't like it because it brings me down. And so we're done with that. And the internet is feeling it too. We're really getting tired of the perfection. And we just want to see people relatable, who understand what we are going through, who understand the struggles. And in terms of business, they want to see the humans behind the business. They want to see just the feeling behind it. They want to see the vulnerability. They want to see the why. You know, you posting, and this is, I'm sorry, my fellow cleaning company owners who do this, but I swear to God, if I see one more post of the freaking woman with the feather duster and the gloves that go up to her elbows, but she's also wearing like jeans and a polo, what the hell? It's like a stock image. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly which one you're talking about, with the little feather duster.
With the feather duster.
And she has a ponytail.
Like, no, we're sick of her.
We're so sick of her. She is not real.
I would laugh if she might be like a model. She might be a model.
True.
Because she was around, I think, before AI generated images. But either way, she's not real in terms of she's not real in terms of like your business. And people
your ponytail ain't looking like that when you're cleaning.
Like how people can call out AI now, I could call out a stock image like that. Like it's like no joke. Like I see it and I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, no. It's so funny too. Like I am so against stock images that even if I want to use something like where they would never know it was us or not, like a kitchen, like a clean kitchen or a gloved hand with a sponge, I am so against stock images that I will go dig in my camera roll to find one of those images that we have that's real rather than use a stock image.
Yeah.
Like I spent literally like 20 minutes the other day looking for a kitchen that we actually cleaned instead of just going to find a stock image of a kitchen because I was like, it's not real.
That's so funny.
Like,
but if you don't want to spend 20 minutes looking for...
I'm not saying do that, but...
Yes, because sometimes like a stock image is just what it needs to be if it's like the cover for a reel or something, whatever. But you don't want it all to be that. You need to show up as yourself as much as you can. And the humans behind the business are an advantage. So like if I go to a website, and this is a lot of times the case for cleaning companies. I'll go to a website and I will know nothing about the owner. I won't see the owner's name. Mm-hmm. I won't see the technicians who work there. Mm-hmm. I won't know who I should be expecting coming to my house. I'm not going to call. I'm not going to fill out a form. I'm not going to do it because there's no trust there. So that was something I really wanted to touch on too in this episode is when you show up as yourself, whether it is online, on your podcast, on your social medias, on your website, you are establishing a level of trust with your community, with your followers, with the people who are watching your stuff and consuming what you're putting out there. And it's also going to increase your engagement. And it is also going to convert to sales. Because like I said, people are going to see you. They're going to trust you. They're going to, they're not going to be scared to call. You ever get like scared to call a business because you don't know what you're going to like
Get on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. If I go to your website and I don't see any humans, I'm not calling. And that's just me. And people do value different things, but I think more often than not, people feel similar to me. Like if there is no human, or if I can't, because this is another thing too, and this is slightly tangenting, but if I can't pick up the phone and call your business, I'm not working with you. Like if all you have is a website with no pictures and an automated chat bot and quote request form where I cannot even speak to a human, like I'm not doing it. Like
No.
I need to speak to a human in order to use your service or
Mhm.
buy a product from you. Like and that's just me. Like
Yeah.
because you're taking the human connection out, and I think we go so far with, and this is again slightly tangent, but we go so far with automations that we almost take the human out of it. And it's the same thing with showing up online. We're so far removed from it being who we are with the filters, this, the that. We're so far removing ourselves that we're taking the human out of our social media and online presence too. And for me, it's a no go.
Yeah, and I feel like it's actually funny you mentioned this about the importance of like, having that human connection on the phone. So in today's day and age, this is another slight tangent, not on here. But in today's day and age, a lot of people do like to be able to book something online. They don't want to talk
Mhm.
on the phone. But that just makes you showing up on social media all the more important. Showing up authentically. Because if I don't really fully know what I'm seeing on social media, but I can connect with somebody on the phone, okay, there is that level of trust there.
Mhm.
But a lot of the time nowadays, we have people who are busy, we have introverts, people who just absolutely suck at talking on the phone because it's just the 21st century, whatever. Um, so it is that more important to show up authentically online, especially if you are doing things like online bookings or online quoting, which is something we have actually been not fully gravitating towards. We do most of our sales on the phone, but we have done it for a few people who just genuinely don't want to talk on the phone, but they know who they're speaking to on the other line, even if it is through text message, because of how we're showing up. They know Sophia, they've seen her, they've seen Laura, they've seen myself, they've seen our technicians. We're all over the place. They know what they're going to get, even if they don't talk to somebody on the phone.
Yeah. And speaking of, I actually got clocked as the owner the other day when I went to a cleaning. And this client, I had not spoken to her because she came in after Sophia totally took over the sale. So I didn't speak to this client once. And I walked into her home because I stepped into the field that day. Immediately, you're one of the owners. Oh my gosh, hi. And she recognized me like that, which was so cool. First of all, I was like, am I famous? Oh my God. But it was just, how do we not put ourselves out there on social media, or how do we not show up authentically? Like, your girl don't really use filters, and like I would be walking into those houses looking like a hot mess.
Mm.
Like had I been all beautified, like only beautified on social media, she might not have recognized me, which is kind of a crazy thing to say, but it's true.
Or if you just weren't there, if
Yeah.
you just didn't show your face.
Yeah, if I didn't show my face at all, which, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people stray away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So there are like we've been speaking about just getting away from perfection. So we're going to give you some examples of like the messy content that performs well. And I have a wonderful example of this that I actually gave on my social media coaching call the other day, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So first thing is like showing up on stories. Like you definitely want to just show up authentically on stories. People love it. They see you just like living your normal day-to-day life. They see the human behind the thing. It's not polished. Stories are so good. Like you should be sharing on stories all the time. So I will never forget. Maybe 2 months ago, we had two cancellations, I believe it was, on a Sunday. And I was getting ready to go to a reptile expo because I love reptiles, fun fact. And I was like, I don't have time to like craft a perfect email and like go to Canva and do this. Like I'm literally on my way out the door to go to this expo, but I was like, I want to get work for my people because I love my people and they love working. They want that green. So I'm like, we're going to do this. So I literally went on stories and I was like getting in my car. Maybe I was at the expo. I don't think I was at the expo. I think I was on my
You were in
way.
the car.
I was in the car on my way to the expo. And people love talking in your car posts, by the way. That's literally on this list. But I was like, I'm on my way to a reptile expo. It's a Sunday. I don't normally work. I don't want to have to work today, but like I'm begging y'all to book a priority cleaning. I really like want to fill my people's schedules. We had 2 cancellations. I want to be able to go enjoy my time with the reptiles. So if you could just, like book a cleaning, that would be great. It showed up, begged, real, raw, vulnerable, like myself. They saw me going to a reptile expo. Who knows? Maybe some people said, oh, now I know Holly likes reptiles. And if they're reptile owners, they may decide, oh, that's the cleaning company I want to work for. But regardless of that, I filled the slots. We had people book. I was literally waiting. I remember waiting in line to get my like ticket to go into the expo. And I was like, okay, like we're going to come at this time. This sounds great. I'm going to add you. Literally, I was like, I'm going to add you into the schedule when I get home. Like I'm at the expo.
Mhm.
I'll add you when I get home. And they were like, sounds great. No problem. And that was it. And I went home. I hopped on the computer super quick, added them in, or maybe even the next morning. I don't know. Whatever it was. And like, it worked. It converted. Me
Yeah.
just showing up as a human, as a vulnerable human who's like living as a human life.
Yeah. No, it's true because people probably loved that. Again, like you were in your car so they can see that you're not lying. But in the past, what would we have done in that case?
Mhm.
Most times we would have said, I gotta, like you said, script the perfect email. I gotta make the perfect Canva graphic to go in the perfect email. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And then again, if you wait till things are perfect, it's not gonna get done. You wouldn't have filled those spots.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't take immediate action and prioritize the urgency over the perfection, we wouldn't have filled those spots.
Period. I like that. Prioritizing urgency over perfection. Love it.
Yeah.
And consistency. Obviously, this was like a special circumstance, but yeah. And it worked. So that's how you know, like what we're about to read you from this list, like we ain't just making it up. Like this is stuff that has genuinely worked. Showing a chaotic work day. My girls on Clean Talk, shout out to my girlies on Clean Talk who are like always like cleaning and just like bitching about the day. Love y'all. Love when y'all are keeping it real about the chaos of the workday, but people love that. And that's why these Clean Talk girlies are getting so many followers and customers. Admitting mistakes or when something didn't go as planned. So I think I've done this too, actually. Like I've done it where I've made mistakes with the schedule and I'll like hop on stories and be like, I made an error. Like I need somebody to book a cleaning. I've done things like that. I really have. And speaking of admitting mistakes, we actually posted a blooper reel yesterday and hilarious. Make sure you go check that out.
Go watch it.
So good. Before and afters without picture perfect lighting. Yes. Like honestly, just before and afters in general, but like you don't have to wait until the conditions around you are perfect. Right.
Yeah.
Story-based posts, as we said, like just storytelling, chatting in your car, get ready with me's, when you're just like talking about your day ahead and what you have going on. Explaining your why on social media is also huge. This goes back to like branding 101. Like people want to know your why, and it's important to remind them, like, why are you doing what you're doing? Obviously, yes, we're all in business to make money, right? That's like the big, one of the big whys. But why else? Like for me, like I love giving back to the community. I love helping people with mental health because I struggle with mental health too. And I know the relief that I feel when my place is cleaned. And I love being able to offer that to other people. I love being able to help the young mom who just can't seem to catch up. Like this is the shit that I love. And so I actually feel like I don't share it enough, but, this is something you should be sharing all the time. Like you should always be telling people your why.
Yeah, your why, and also a peek behind the curtain too. Like what I used to share all the time when I lived in my apartment. Now I don't really share because my space is so small. But when I had my apartment, I would share before and afters of my own space all the time. Like I remember I did a video once and it did really well. I shared my huge pile of laundry that was to the sky. I shared my overflowing sink of dishes. And I did that so I can show our clients because there's a lot of embarrassment, especially if you're in the cleaning industry. You have to learn and understand that there's a lot of embarrassment and shame that comes with asking for help, especially when it comes to cleaning and people seeing your space. So being authentic and saying, hey, my space is also messy too. My dishes are not done. My space is not pretty. It kind of gives them a peek behind the curtain to say, oh, wow, okay, they're not going to judge me. If I call and there's dishes in my sink, they're not going to judge me because I don't know about all of you guys who are in the cleaning industry. People always say to us, your space must be so pretty. It must be so
Oh my
perfect.
gosh, I
You
get
must
that.
never have a messy space. Even when we were in the field, I was like, no, my space is so messy because I spent all day cleaning other people's houses.
No,
So
literally.
no, it is actually way messier.
No, it's actually funny because I had a moment with a client the other day. I don't know if you remember this, where she said something about like, oh, like I promised I would leave an empty sink, that like I'm holding myself accountable. And I literally wrote her back through text and I was like, girl, if I didn't have the crew cleaning my please, like it would be a disaster. It would be a war zone, I think I said in there. Like they keep me motivated to like keep my space clean. And she was like, totally get it. Like same. And so we had this like cute little moment like, hey, we're both not perfect. And like, we're glad that we have these cleaners to keep us motivated and hold us accountable. And she got to see like, I'm a human. In fact, she might have thought I was you though, because I think she does think I'm you. But regardless,
Well, I'm glad I had a cute little moment with
yes, you had a cute little moment. But regardless, like she's like, wow, like these are humans who are like dealing with the same shit that I am. Because I feel like you think, especially as a business owner, like when you own a business, people think the business owner has it all together. Like they're perfect. They got lots of money. They got like people cooking for them and their dishes are always done and like they never have laundry. Like that's a lie. So it is important to show that just because you own the business, like you're not perfect. You don't have it all together. You can relate to the same exact things that your clients can relate to.
Exactly. And it
You're
doesn't
not
mean
above anybody.
no, you're not above anybody. And you also, it doesn't mean that you have to overshare. Like you can still have boundaries because I know that there are people out there like Holly and I were open books, right? Like I don't care. You can
I know.
see.
I think
You
we're a
can
little
see
too
all
open.
yeah, you can see all the skeletons in my closet. I don't care. But I know there's some people out there that err more on the private side. So it doesn't mean that you can't have boundaries. Of course, if there's things you want to keep private, keep them private, but find a way to relate to them. If you don't have a sink full of dishes because you have your shit together more than I do, find something else that they can relate to or to be authentic. Even just something as small as, and this is going back to podcasting, when Holly and I first started podcasting, we edited out every single ah, pause, we edited everything out. Now when I edit, I don't. I edit out, obviously, as you could see all those things in the blooper reel. Sneezing or
Because then that would be like a 4-hour episode.
But we do not edit out pause. And there is a feature where I can go in and click one button and take out every single pause. I don't do it because that's not how I speak. I try not to say of course, as much as possible, but that's not how we speak. When we speak, we have pauses. We, sniffle. We that's how we speak. So I want to also show up on this podcast authentic in a way that we do that is not over editing.
Mhm.
And that translates to everything. Even if you don't have a podcast, you can kind of translate that same
Mhm.
thought process to whatever it is you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't always have to be like, you don't have to like always trauma bond with your
Yeah.
with your audience. Like you don't have to do things like that. Like some people that's just their gimmick or their brand and they do that, but you don't have to do things like that. It could just be something as simple as, for example, today I shared a story because I was trying to fill a priority cleaning slot for this afternoon actually. But the first half of the story was me saying like Long Island, like we haven't had like a full like span of sunny days. Like it'll get sunny for a few hours here and there. And then like it's gloomy. It's been like doom and gloom for days and days and days. So literally it was just like a silly thing. I was outside with the dog and I was like, I'm like sick of the cold and the cold and cloudy weather. Like where's the sun? It's so doom and gloom and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, by the way, like someone book a priority cleaning and we caught a lead from that. She literally messaged, she was like, I'm so sick of it. We need the sun. Also, by the way, like I'd love to get a quote for deep cleaning. What? That's amazing. So like doing things like instead of just hopping on stories being like, we need to fill a priority cleaning slot, like, we have one for this afternoon and blah, 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 blah. Like instead it was just me being like, I'm letting the dog out, sick of the weather, blah, blah, blah. And then it was actually really funny because I posted a second story and I was like, it's doom and gloom outside, but it doesn't have to be doom and gloom in your house. Because we'll clean it. And then I said, you like that, don't you?
Oh my gosh.
You're probably like, this is stupid idiot.
Cheesy dad jokes.
But just things like that. Like it doesn't have to be so deep. It doesn't have to be like crazy. It could be like day in the life videos, little tidbits like that, little tidbits of your day on stories. Like just little things like that are all it needs to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to go crazy.
I totally agree. And all of this to say, big disclaimer, all of this to say, we're not saying that aesthetics don't matter at all. Because branding matters. I mean, we talk about branding all the time. We have a really strong brand for Hustle Haven and for Chores and More. Branding matters, but it's not the hero. At the end of the day, branding will most likely, if you did it right, attract somebody to your business. But nobody is staying with a shitty business because they have good branding. Like nobody is saying like, oh, they did a shit job cleaning my house, but their color scheme is really cute. I'm going to keep them.
Imagine, gosh, if that was the
Like,
case, we'd be
set with our cute
we'd be a $10 trillion business.
But you know what I mean? Like it matters. It's important, of course. You want to keep things professional. You want to keep things looking nice, but you want to not overdo it. It's not the most important thing. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Yeah. Just remember, like, it's time to be yourself. Just be yourself. People will like you if you just be yourself. And if you have any kind of like self-doubt, like this is the time to kind of tuck that under the bed. Just tuck it in, put it to rest. And it's time to just start showing up. And it may start slow and you may not get the engagement you love right away, but it will get there. You just have to be consistent. Consistency is what is going to help build the trust from an audience and keep them coming back. Because you could be authentic one time and post the stories one day, and then 24 hours later, it's gone and nobody cares anymore. But if you're consistent, then people are going to keep coming back. And then eventually those people are going to convert. Not all of them, but some of them will convert, and they'll be hotter leads too. Once they turn into a lead, they're way hotter because they start to know who you are. They already have an idea, like, these girls are funny. I definitely want to like work with them and their company. Like, Stephanie won Employee of the Month. She looks so cute. Like, I hope she cleans my house. But like, whoever we send will be great. Whatever. But I just think that it all starts. You just have to start, and then you have to just keep doing it.
Yeah. And if you grow at the end of the day, if you grow this huge following or grow this huge business by being inauthentic, is it even fun? Like if you're not, if
It's
you
not
show up
fun.
as yourself and you got all this love and admiration from being somebody that you're not, at the end of the day, you're like, well, that sucks because I'm not that person.
Because that's not
they
me.
don't actually love me. You know what I mean? Like it sounds silly, but it's true.
I know. I posted, it was funny. I posted a filtered photo the other day and someone was like, why are you so pretty? And I was like, well, I'm heavily filtered and I have a lot of makeup on. Literally said that. Go to my Facebook if you don't believe me. Because like, I don't mess around. I'm willing to own it. Like, I like my filters. I like my perfect grid, but I'll own it when it's like not, when it's not truly authentic or whatever. Like, I'm willing to own that. Our AI stuff, it's so blatantly AI. There's no question. Because I want people to know when I'm being like, when it's really me and when it's not, or when it's, whatever. So I love it. So just think about where you can, like, how you can show up more human, where you can show up more human in your life. Like, because obviously social media, your website. Do you want to start a podcast? Have you been delaying on that? I feel like we need to do a podcast video soon again, because we did one, but we need to redo that with like some statistics and stuff. But have you been waiting for perfection to do that? Have you been waiting for the perfect script to like pop up in your brain? Have you been waiting for the perfect video idea to pop up in your brain? Have you been, dreading posting that picture of your team because you haven't felt like going to edit it? Like, now is the time to just say, screw it. I'm just going to post the damn thing. And my caption may have a typo and it may not be perfect. It's fine. We're done with perfect. We're done with the influencer era. We are showing up as just people and people behind a business, and you're going to be so much better off. You're going to be so much better off. People will love you for it. We're starting communities. We're not just gaining followers anymore. We are creating communities on social media and online. That's what we're doing.
Couldn't agree more.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's a wrap.
Mic drop. I don't know how to take it off the thing. It would take me a while to drop this mic, but yeah, no, seriously. So I hope that this was a helpful little pep talk, TED talk.
Yeah, I think so. Because you can even apply this to your life. Like, how many times have you not posted a picture because you're like, oh, my arm is pressed up against my side and it looks fat?
Oh my
gosh. Are you kidding me? I do that so often.
I know, it's ridiculous.
We can apply this to so much more than just business. We can apply this to our life.
Yeah.
We're beautiful, imperfect, perfect humans.
Period.
Now I'm going to drop the mic.
Yeah. So I hope that you feel a little bit motivated to be like, if you've been wanting to get consistent on social media, if you've been wanting to start communities, if you've been wanting to start your podcast or your YouTube channel, don't worry about investing in the perfect equipment, the perfect look, the perfect conditions. Just do it. Just start showing up. People are going to see, they're going to resonate, or your message is going to resonate with them, and they're going to start to love you for it. So you got this. Go ahead, do the damn thing. Honestly, post something today.
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 Right now, we're watching.
Right now, we are watching you. And that's it. So we're going to hop on off of here. I hope you guys have a kick-ass week, and we'll see you in the next one.